pathetic. Bastard's been living off his old man's reputation his whole life.
James Gunn's DC Universe might be close to casting its Jon Stewart Green Lantern for the upcoming Lantern live-action series. It's been a hectic week for one of the most anticipated projects in the Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters lineup, as they're busy finding their lead actors. Just earlier this week, Kyle Chandler got the role of Hal Jordan, but they're still on the hunt for Jon Stewart, and it seems like they might wrap that up soon. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Aaron Pierre and Stephen James are both being considered for the role of Jon Stewart in HBO's Lanterns. It's not clear if they're actually testing or just reading for the part, but we could hear a final decision as soon as this weekend. There was also talk of Damson Idris being in the running at one point, but he's no longer in the mix. As of now, DC Studios, HBO, and Gunn haven't commented on the situation. The fact that the Lanterns TV show is close to finding its Jon Stewart means that DC Studios is moving in the right direction, especially since they're aiming to kick off production in January 2025. The actors reportedly in the running fit the earlier reports that Jon will be portrayed as younger than Hal, who's being set up as a Lantern legend. With Chandler as the seasoned actor and either Pierre or James alongside him, it'll create a solid mentor-mentee dynamic. The big question now is whether Chandler as Hal will be doing chemistry tests with either actor this weekend, assuming the casting report is accurate. The relationship between Hal and Jon is going to be super important in Lanterns, so it's crucial that whoever gets cast next to Chandler has a believable vibe. That said, it's also possible that they might not finalize the casting for Jon until next week or even later. With Pierre and James being incredibly talented actors, either would make a great Jon Stewart for Lanterns and fit well into Gunn's overall DC universe. The actor who gets cast as Jon will be the first to bring the character to life in a live-action TV series, and they'll also appear in future DCU Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters projects. Fingers crossed we find out soon who will star alongside Chandler as Hal. From what James Gunn has shared, the new Green Lantern show will have a true detective-style crime thriller vibe, focusing on the two Green Lanterns as they investigate a mystery that ties into the bigger story arc of Gunn's proposed Gods and Monsters series. He described it as a terrestrial-based mystery, which means most of the action will happen on Earth. So instead of being the typical superhero figures, these guys will be more like space cops, showcasing a different side of the Green Lantern Corps. This true detective approach highlights how the new DC slate is open to diverse creative inspirations, rather than just sticking to the usual superhero formula. Gunn isn't looking to redo character origins. Instead, Lanterns will feature its heroes as established figures. The mystery they're solving is of epic proportions and could have major implications for both the Green Lanterns and the rebooted DC Universe as a whole. Plus, this Earth-based storyline might pave the way for more interstellar adventures in future seasons, just like in the comics.
Ah, green! Wow. I know, right?
On the flip side, after passing on the role for Hal Jordan for the Lanterns TV show, Josh Brolin is speaking up about not joining the HBO drama, but he's keeping the door open for future opportunities in the DC universe. One of the new shows in the works for DCU's Chapter 1 slate is the live-action Green Lantern series, which is currently titled Lanterns. DC Studios is busy casting the leads for Hal and Jon Stewart, with filming set to kick off in January 2025. In a recent interview with Comic Book, Brolin discussed the Lanterns reports and confirmed that he and DC Studios were trying to make it happen before Kyle Chandler was ultimately cast. While he praised the Friday Night Lights star for landing the role, Brolin also hinted that he's open to other characters in the DC universe in the future, saying, "You know what? Green Lantern didn't work out, but that's okay, it's working out." Who is it going to be? Kyle Chandler? I love him as an actor. I think he's wonderful, actually, and we'll see what's down the line, man. Even though Brolin didn't end up in Lanterns, his recent comments suggest some positive vibes for the broader DC universe. It seems like the negotiations with DC Studios didn't get heated. According to him, it just wasn't the right fit, but everything wrapped up on good terms, leading to Chandler landing the Hal role. While Brolin might not have a part in Gunn's DC universe right now, it's clear he's open to joining if the right opportunity comes along. Besides Lanterns, there are plenty of other projects on the horizon, giving Brolin a chance to step into a range of potential DC hero or villain roles in the future. Whether it's for Chapter 1 or something later down the line, it'd be great to see him back in a superhero role. Although it'll be exciting to see Chandler as Hal, it's fun to think about how different Brolin's take on the character would have been, especially given his previous roles as Thanos and Cable. Plus, it would be rewarding for him to get a solid shot in the DC universe, especially after his short-lived stint in the not-so-successful Jonah Hex back in 2010. For now, we'll just have to wait and see what DC Studios has lined up for the Lantern series. With that in mind, one question that kept popping up while making this video is, why is Lanterns my most anticipated DCU series? Honestly, the show has so much potential. I'm a huge fan of the Green Lantern corner of the DC universe. When I first dove into the new 52 era of DC Comics, I decided to explore the superhero family angle and started with Green Lantern. I quickly found myself immersed in the entire color spectrum of Lanterns. By the time I finished those stories, it was clear how much potential lies within the Green Lantern universe, with endless possibilities for both cosmic and earthbound adventures. Now we have Lanterns, and the DCU is making a statement that the Green Lantern Corps will be central to the new universe right from the get-go. While I believe the Green Lanterns are perfect for the big screen, thanks to their unique powers and expansive cosmic narratives that thrive on those epic visuals, I've come to appreciate the value of developing these characters through a series first. It's great to see the Corps being integrated into the DCU from the start, giving us a chance to really get to know them, especially the two leads. Hal Jordan and John Stewart are my favorite Green Lanterns, so the fact that Lanterns will focus on both of them is music to my ears. Plus, the show has an incredible lineup of creatives behind it. With Chris Mundy, True Detective, Damon Lindelof, Watchmen, and Tom King, a talented DC Comics writer, all on board, my excitement only grows with every new detail that drops. I've recently started watching Mundy's Ozark and Lindelof's The Leftovers, and I loved every DC book penned by King. This creative team gives me high hopes for Lanterns and its potential to explore the complexities of its characters and stories. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.